So hi guys, I'm N Thanmay from BVRIT College from CSEG section. So now let's take a look at the C language basics and data types and keywords and operators and basic input and output statements used in the C language. So C is a structured programming language used for the developing system and application software. So actually C program has some steps in it. First step is documentation, and second step is preprocessor section, and the third step is global declaration, and the fourth step is the main section. And in the main section we have like 4.1 and 4.2. It has global declaration and local declaration in it, and 4.3 it ends the program. If we take in the main section, if we take int, we have to return a value according to that. If we take something like empty data type, if we take empty data type, we no need to give a return value. So there are 32 keywords in the C program. If, for example, end, float, character, if, else, for, and while, return, void, break, continue, switch, and many more. Total 32. And the data types in the C are like this. In int, which is integer, the format specifier is like this, decimal D for the integer, and it takes up to 2 to 4 bytes according to your compiler size. Any integer, any data type, if you take it, it is according to your compiler size. If you take float, it is 4 bytes or 16 bytes or 8 bytes, something like that. And for float is used for the decimal. If any integer has a decimal, then the float is used. For the float, only 6 or 7 decimal points are possible according to the compiler size. If we want more than that, we use double. It takes up to 8 bytes, and it gives the decimal points are up to like 16, and the format specifier is LF. And then operators in the C are like 8 types. For example, arithmetic, relational, logical, conditional, increment, decrement, and special operators, and etc. Arithmetic operators are which are used for the mathematical operations, like plus, minus, like in the normal mathematics. Relational operators are which we use to compare between two values or numbers or something, uh, greater than or equal to, less than. These are the examples. And like example for the relational operator is A is greater than B, B is greater than A. For the logical operators, if we have more than 2 or 3 conditions, if you want to combine those conditions in one loop without taking more steps in the C language, because that is not a correct programming language, not correct. So we use logical operators in that state, and these both are used between two conditions to combine those both conditions in the closed parenthesis. Then assignment operators are used to assign the operators to the operands increment decrement to increase a value in the loop, like that. And the header input and output statements. In this this is a preprocessor section. This is the link section. Hashtag include standard input and output dot h. H is header file, uh, like a library which includes these input statements and output statements. Output statements are nothing but this printf, which displays the message or comment which you gave in the program on the display screen, like example, hello world, or enter a value, something like that. And input statements are which you take from the user in the display screen, like the user gives the input in the display screen. For example, scanf we use %d. For if you want a value, you use %d and number, and this is used to address this %d for what we are taking to access the this AND is used to access variables address, as you can see. So printf is output statement and scanf is input statement. Example program for this input and output statements is this one. If we here we are including input and output statements, and here we took int main. I told you in the starting, if we take any empty data type, there is no need to give a return value, but here we used int as the data type in the main section, so here we are returning 0 because we used int main. If we use void main void in this main section, we have no need to return any value. Int a, b and sum, this is a local declaration where you declare variables or the functions. This is the output statement printf. I told you the example is enter two numbers, where you ask the user to directly this displays on the this comment or output displays directly on the display screen, and it asks the user to give the value. So scanf is input statement. As you can see, it is an input statement. Here we are taking two unknown numbers to get the sum of those two unknown numbers. So here we are taking two decimals, and to access these two different decimals addresses, we use these ands for a and b. And then sum is equals to, this is the main thing we want, so we are specifying it. And then printf, again the output statement, where we want the output is sum. So here we used we did not use address because they are directly specifying it. And then tracing, first we are taking a local declaration. We take a and b, and then we are giving those values in the scanf. This is the scanf. A is equal to 5 and b is equals to 3, and then printf sum, this statement, sum is equals to a plus b. Here it calculates sum is equals to a plus b, and then output is this output statement, which is printf sum is equals to %d. So output is printed as sum is equals to 8. And finally, C uses keywords, data types, and operators for logic. Here, printf is an output statement and scanf is an input statement. Understanding these helps in the writing conditions and loops. Uh,